E noho ana hau ki tēnei āhuru moiwai, huia. Kia ora, ko Jasmine Gray tōku ingoa no Te Arua Ngaitai o tērā tapuika. Ahau, ngari tipu aki au ki Ōtepoti, o Te Waipounamu. He māma ahau, tōku remaku tamariki. Ai, ko tōku mahi, he kai whakawhānau. I have 4 tama, so I've got a wee girl right in the middle, so we have 13 and soon to be 11. My wee girl's just turned 9, and then I have the 2 little ones, or not so little anymore, so I'm moki over that, but who are 7 and 5. The community here is awesome. We're very proud Huians. I remember having, I think when I had Noah, like I had a neighbour who I'd never met at that stage turn up on my door with a whole lot of fish that they'd caught that day kind of thing, because I'd heard somebody had had a baby. There's just this beautiful aroha that's within this community, and everybody knows whose babies are whose, so it's a really safe space. I'm judging, I'm the judge, okay? Are you ready, Charlotte? So I grew up in the country, and so for me, with my babies, that was the only way I wanted to raise them. Oh. When we allow ourselves to be immersed in that natural world, there's just so much that we learn, you know, within that space, even around very practical sense of being able to problem solve as you're climbing rako or building little huts or things like that, you know, but you're still kind of, you know, he kai hea aku ringa, because your hands are within that taiao and stuff, which is really important. So for me, finding a space like this for my babies was a no-brainer. You know, like it's a beautiful space of wānanga. Your babies are always teaching you. I've always been really passionate about the space of motherhood, and midwifery for me was about being able to advocate for that space and to facilitate mama rising within that space. I think there's nothing more powerful than that space of motherhood. I've come out as a new grad midwife, so like having that whole continuity all the way through is something I haven't quite experienced yet. So I know, like, and I already know now, even just I have a few mama on hand, that I think it will be really hard to let go, because you do form a really tight bond, and you are, you know, you're trying to facilitate them to really rise within their own wānanga and educate as well, just around simple things for them to do for their own well-being. You know, like a lot of my kōrero with my mama, you know, like in the beginning, as it is that our tupuna want us healthy. But often it's not to hapu that we kind of really look at that holistic space of what health looks like. I don't think you have health without kind of looking at things holistically. After I separated from my eldest son's father, like I was on my own, but was also really proud to ask for help. You know, it was hard for me to ask for help for myself, but sometimes if you put the portai on as a mother, you know, you want to give your babies every opportunity, you know, and if that means kind of letting go of your ego just for that moment, they benefit from it, you know. So it was a wānanga that I learnt, you know, as a mama, especially as a mama on my own. So you do it in 3. You do anything for your babies. So sometimes the thing that you do for your babies is kind of go, when someone says, hey, can I help? Can I do anything? Oh, kia ora, actually, you know, like some grocery vouchers would be me. Or, you know, like bring around some meat, or, you know, I'll come round to your whare for kai, you know, like that's another way that you can, you know, there's so many different ways to koha. So we, beautiful friend of mine and her whānau, you know, we would do potluck dinners. Often it would be a phone call of, hey, so I've got sausages and broccoli, what have you got? Can you feed my kids tonight, because I'm going in to do the shopping tomorrow? I would like to see us in a society where, like, the kai that's accessible is better, you know, because actually if you're shopping on a budget, the kai that's accessible is full of rubbish. When you kind of choose to live in a place like this, you know, like you are thinking about how much it costs for petrol. You know, you have to be quite practical in the way that you organise things. So there were definitely hard times. I mean, I was lucky in a sense around that education stuff. So in a past life when I was kind of, you know, dancing and things like that, we actually had a paper where we kind of learnt to really shop on a budget. It was kind of from the whakaaro that, you know, like our body was our trade, so it needed to kind of be fit and healthy. You had to learn a little bit around nutrition and how you can supplement little things to kind of get more out of it. Ngā mahi, kotahi noiho, ne? With all whakatauki, I think there's so many levels of he kai hei aku ringa. You know, like for me, I see the hands of a mother. You know, I see the reaching up out of Papatūānuku in all ways. In the ways, you know, in that very practical, tactile way of, you know, the kai that we eat, you know, like being immersed in that and being provided nourishment. So he kai hei aku ringa is very much, you know, it's the hands of a mother for me in so many ways.